Hello.
Oh, hi, Leah. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yeah, I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, excellent. Can you
All
see
right,
me? Oh, there
great.
he goes.
Yep, yeah, no, I can see you. Um, yeah, just to start off here, I just kind of want to give you a rundown of what to expect. For this call, I definitely want to talk to you about, Amphenol. I want to talk to you a little bit about this position, and then definitely turn it over to you and ask some questions about your background.
Sure.
One of the things that I definitely wanted to mention here, um, it looked like or one of the things I wanted to start off with, just because sometimes I forget to ask this in the later part of the call, so I always just start with it. But are you legally eligible to work in the United States without sponsorship for any
Mhm.
employer?
Yes, I'm a U.S. citizen.
Okay, all right, great. And then yeah, just to kind of give you a little bit about Amphenol.
Mhm.
We're a massive company. We have over 145,000 employees globally,
Mhm.
and we design, manufacture, and market sensors, cables, connectors, antennas that are used in a variety of applications.
Mhm.
A variety of industries. Within Amphenol is the high speed products group. The high speed products group manufactures high speed cables and connectors that are
Mhm.
used for telecom and datacom applications.
Okay.
We're used in data centers. With the increase in AI, machine learning,
Mhm.
cloud computing, Amphenol has just seen explosive growth the past couple of years.
Mhm.
We work with major tier one, OEM vendors. We supply for their data centers, and the growth, has just been uncanny the
Yeah.
past, year or
Exponential
two.
growth. Mhm.
Yeah, for sure. This role that we're looking to fill, and there's actually a few different openings out of our office in Santa Clara, but
Excellent.
we are looking actively for field application engineer,
Mhm.
someone to definitely be customer facing, but
Mhm.
then also kind of have a technical background, whether that's academia or
Mhm.
in positions working in data centers or working with cables, connectors, electromechanics, just so that someone kind of has an understanding of the product that we work on.
Absolutely.
Um, so you'd be, needing to communicate with technical and non-technical people. You'd be
Mhm.
working closely with the sales team, kind of being that
Mhm.
first point of contact with the customer.
Mhm.
And then, any questions, comments, concerns from the customer that need to be, given back to the engineers, then, we'd be kind of looking for this person to work in between there.
Mhm.
Um, I wanted to ask you, so I have your resume pulled up here. It looked like you've actually, worked for a couple of our customers
Oh, wow. Yes.
previous positions. But just to start off, because I always like to confirm, right now, are you working at Cisco?
Yes, that's correct. I'm working at Cisco as a field application engineer.
Got it. And are you like actively looking for new positions, or like what does your job search look like?
Yeah, I'm actively looking to see what's out there. I'm still young enough to keep myself challenged and growing, so that's what I'm doing.
Got it. So yeah, kind of just looking for, more growth in a position.
Right, correct.
And how long have you been with Cisco?
Since 2018, so it's been eight,
Oh yeah, okay. So
7 years.
yeah, definitely a lot of time there now. Um, and with Cisco, I know you said you're a field application
Mhm.
engineer. Um, can you kind of give me like a deeper dive into the work that you do there? What you're responsible for there.
Sure, I'm mostly responsible for the systems, the router switches for data centers. So I worked with the sales team, the product team, and I go onto customers' sites on site to see what their needs are, what they're building, what their latest projects, and go from there and see how our products can integrate and provide a solution for them.
All right, great. And you said the products are like routers, switches.
Networking equipment. Hmm.
Yep, got it. And your customers, I know you said you work, kind of closely with customers. Are they mainly in the Bay Area, or like are you
Hmm.
traveling? What does that look like?
Yeah, I take care of the western part, so I mostly in the Bay Area, but I do go up to Seattle, Sacramento, Oregon, also to Texas too. So I'm out there sometimes. But I'm willing to
Gotcha.
travel. I'm very flexible. I used to work for Truth Hoodinger. We were traveling all over across the states because it's a smaller team. Oh, did I lose
Mhm.
connection with you? And then
Nope.
And then I
Sorry
also,
about that. My camera, I have some technical difficulties every once in a while. I can always hear and see people, but for some reason my camera will cut out. So I apologize if that happens, but just know that I can still hear and see you perfectly.
okay, excellent, because they're kind of
Yeah.
froze for a second. But yeah,
Yeah.
I do a lot of travel, so that's something that I love actually, to kind of be
Mhm.
engaged in customers, going to trade shows, presentations. So yeah, that's something I really do enjoy doing.
Definitely, yeah. And when you work with customers, I know you said, currently at Cisco, you're mainly in the Bay Area. Um, like, can you give me an example of a time that talk to a customer, maybe had like a difficult conversation with a customer and kind of like how you went around that or kind of how you handled that?
Sure. Sometimes our systems are down, it's not working right, or it's going out of spec and it's heating up. Yeah, so it's about staying professional, staying calm, building rapport with the customer because it's a long business relationship with them. Listen actively, gather information, try to reproduce the problem that they're talking about, and then, kind of divide and conquer, and kind of, see where things failed, either from the modules to the components or connectors. So that's what, and then I sometimes have to, you know, give feedback to our product team to find a solution. And yeah, but it's about, staying with the customer, keeping them updated and setting the right expectations. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, managing expectations is definitely um a big one when dealing with customers that are a little
Right,
bit difficult at
right.
times.
Yes.
Um, so thank you for walking me through that.
Hmm.
Um, and then before you were at Cisco, you talked just briefly about it, but I definitely want to ask more about it. You were at Trumpeter.
Hmm.
That was also for multiple years. You were there for 8 years or so.
Yes.
Um, before I jump into the actual like work you were doing there, I am just curious, why did you end up leaving that position to move to Cisco?
Also growth. I just want to keep myself challenged. At Schroenfutiger, it was more power generators and lasers. So I was working with a lot of, instruments, components, sensors, down to the deeper level of troubleshooting, debugging, and everything. And I was using SolidWorks a lot, so that might be something
Mhm.
relevant to this position. Mhm.
Got it. So yeah, just kind of same kind of thing. You were in one industry for 8 years and just kind of looking to grow and expand. That was
Mhm.
kind of your main reason for looking.
Yes.
Yep, that definitely makes sense. And then yeah, tell me about the products you were working on there. Your responsibilities there. Yeah, just go like a little bit more into detail.
Yeah, Schroenfutiger, they do a lot of stuff for industries like cutting, machinery, also for the semiconductor industry. So a lot of them are power generators. They're big. They're like the size of a refrigerator. And so I would
Hmm.
come out there and help them when their systems are down, also their laser systems or communications and cutting also. So yeah, I was working with a lot of more power electronics and components. So
Hmm.
I'm good with the, diagrams, blueprints, reading all that. So it might be very relevant for this position here. And
Yeah.
SolidWorks too.
And you said that role was you were traveling, was that like nationwide, international? Like what did the
Yeah,
travel look like there?
yeah, it was nationwide, and then international. I was going to Mexico, Poland, Germany, a lot in South America,
Oh,
Latin
yeah.
America. Hmm.
Got it. Okay, great. And same thing with that position. You said you were, going to customer sites.
Hmm. Yes.
Um, were you doing more like field like service engineering work there?
Yeah, so the trim
Yeah.
footing are smaller, so my role was actually both. It's like a hybrid. Yeah.
Mhm.
So field service and also field application, seeing what their latest needs are and trying to upgrade them to our latest products and solutions.
Got it. And you would have the conversations directly with them,
Hmm.
like what their needs are, and all right, awesome. Um, And then before you were at that company, you were at AMD, kind of again, same thing, multiple
Yeah,
years there.
yeah.
I'm gonna just ask the same question. This is the last position I'm gonna go to.
Oh,
I'm not gonna, well, actually, it's actually the last one on your resume, but at AMD, like yeah, what kind of same thing, or like what caused you to make the jump there to the new position?
yeah, it's kind of same thing. I mean, that was my first job right out of college, so I stayed with them. But then, to grow myself, I do need to to kind of move on and find what else
Yeah.
is out there. Yeah.
Definitely. And what were the products there? What were the customers there? Tell me about that role.
Yeah, those are more, chips and for the gaming industry, data centers too. It was a lot of modules, PCB boards.
Got it. And yeah, were you in like different industries? You said mostly like data center,
Hmm.
gaming.
Yes.
Gotcha. All right. And yeah, the products were like chips,
Hmm.
PCB boards,
Hmm.
different. Okay. Gotcha. All right, great. Um, and that position, it looks like it was more like field application engineer. Was it kind of the same thing, like, going to customers, getting them to use the products? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, talk to me like a little bit more about like the customer facing nature of that work.
Sure. Yeah, I would come and bring some prototypes, PCB boards, some modules that they can kind of have a demo for them, give them a great presentation, tell them what we can provide, our benefits, our features, and our solutions.
Got it. All right, great. Um, and given that, Amphenol, like, our products are,
Mhm.
in data centers, it's, similar to some of the previous roles. It's not going to be a
Mhm.
total shock jumping to data
Right.
centers. Like,
Mhm.
is that definitely, is that work that you're interested in? Like, is that kind of like
Yes.
an area that you'd like to stay in?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right, great. And then I don't want to, assume, that you knew about Amphenol, but
Mhm.
for some of your previous positions, I'm thinking maybe, you did. But yeah, have you heard of, Amphenol before? Like, what kind of like drove you to, apply for the position?
Yeah, because I guess there's a lot of growth in the components and sensors right now for data centers, so it's a lot of growth.
Hmm.
That's why I'm kind of jumping on the bandwagon.
Yeah, no, I completely understand. Yeah, that it's obviously not going anywhere. So,
Mhm.
it's definitely a very, stable and industry that is, offering a lot of growth right now.
Mhm.
Um, and are you currently in, you said you're in, data centers. The products are in data centers now, your current position,
Mhm.
correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Um, so like with Amphenol being like cables, connectors, a little bit different than, like Cisco's products. Like,
Mhm.
is that kind of like more interesting to you in terms of growth, or like why kind of like make the jump from, Cisco to Amphenol?
Yeah, I used to kind of be very in depth with my knowledge and learn the whole
Mhm.
industry from either the big, systems and now down to the component levels. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Great. Um, and then for this position, so
Mhm.
on your application,
Mhm.
I saw that you put a salary of 120,000.
Mhm.
Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm open to the range. What's the range for this position?
So the range for this position is anywhere from like 80,000 to 148,000. They're very
Okay.
open based on years of experience. That's why
Okay.
it's as big. 80,000 is for someone, fresh out of school, maybe no
Mhm.
internships.
Mhm.
So obviously that's not, where you would fit. It
Mhm.
would probably be, mid to, high end of the range. So certainly, a base of 120 is a conversation that we can have with,
Mhm.
then obviously talking about, field application engineering, what bonuses are offered. A
Mhm.
field application engineer gets a car, like, there's different, perks and
Nice.
um, things to discuss as well. But
Okay.
yeah, the 120 was that kind of
Mhm.
like base salary, and then,
Mhm.
like bonuses on top of that. Was that kind of your understanding and
Mhm.
thought process?
Yes, yes. And I'm open
Yeah,
to aim for the higher range if it's possible as the offer.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, we definitely like, I know it's kind of early to be talking about,
Mhm.
compensation. I always just like to confirm,
Mhm.
before I don't want to waste your time and put
Right.
you through if it like totally wasn't going to make sense.
Mhm.
But yeah, the difference of, through the interview process, if things go well and, you know, we end up going, a little bit higher on the base,
Mhm.
and or potentially offering some different things like bonus wise, like, yes, that is absolutely a conversation that we
Yeah.
can have. So thank you for going through that.
Mhm.
Um, this office, so our office is in Santa Clara.
Mhm.
Um, are you in the Bay Area now?
Yes, I'm in San Jose, so I'm probably like about 15 minutes from Santa Clara.
Great, yeah. And so we do have an office in Santa Clara.
Mhm.
A lot of our like we have a lot of customers out in the Bay Area. That's
Mhm.
kind of what drove us to open the office over there.
Mhm.
There are a lot of field application engineers, field sales engineers, and
Mhm.
application development engineers that work out of
Mhm.
there. So
Okay.
everyone is more, customer facing, I would say.
Mhm.
Um, in the beginning, for the position, we would definitely be looking for someone to work, 5 days a week on site. Just getting up to speed with the product, the who's who of Amphenol, the product lines. There's a lot of different business units, and it can be kind of confusing. So we just like for people to, work on site, work with peers, work in a, comfortable environment. Once you get comfortable with the work, there's certainly room for remote flexibility on days that you're not traveling on site to customers.
Okay.
Like you'll notice, like when you start in the office, you'll notice there are days where some more people are on site, some more people are remote. So there's certainly flexibility. In the beginning, we are looking for someone to be more on site.
Okay.
And then of course, I would say probably about like at least 50% of your time will be working with customers. The other 50% is, either on site in Santa Clara or remote.
Okay.
Something like that breakdown, is that something you're okay with?
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Coming up, on site right now, and then eventually traveling a lot. That's fine.
Yeah, traveling and then having some remote days as well. When it comes to next steps here, so I want to go over just like what'll happen after we get off,
Sure.
just to kind of manage your expectations. So after we get off this call, I will pass along your resume to the hiring manager for this position. He's the FAE and FSE manager. He'll take a look, and if he's interested in moving forward, he would set you up with a one-on-one interview with one of the like technical leads of the group. So a technical FAE or technical FSE, and just have you talk to someone that can go a little bit more into detail into the expectations of the product, what customer they'd be looking for you to work with, the amount of on-site work, like really be able to just give you like a thorough technical deep dive into the role. If that conversation goes well and there's still interest on both ends, we then look to do an on-site interview. Are you open to doing an on-site interview in Santa Clara?
Sure. I can do that.
Great, yeah, and obviously we make sure you have enough notice to be able to manage your work schedule, but we definitely like to bring people on site. You meet multiple members of the team, some peers, some management, get a tour of the place, and then if that goes well, we then look to put together an offer from there.
Okay, sounds great.
Great, yeah, and then for that initial, kind of like yes or no from the hiring manager, he is in China this week. He's at one of the manufacturing sites out there, actually. He'll be back at mid next week, so I would expect to have something for you by latest the end of next week.
Okay, I'll be ready.
Yeah, there's certainly a chance that it's sooner, but just to manage your expectations, it could end up being to the end of next week.
Okay, all right. I'll
Great.
free up my schedule.
Yeah. Do you have any questions for me at this point?
How many roles are there? Are we trying to fill for this one? How many positions?
Yeah. No, great question. So there's currently 4 different field application engineering positions, and the goal is to have each person kind of focus on one of our like specific tier 1 customers. So kind of like be the field application engineer for a specific customer. We have some tier 2, tier 3 customers as well that one person can kind of manage multiple customers, but with our bigger customers, we definitely like to have like one person, focus their time, because it is certainly a full-time job to focus on one customer, be able to manage those long-term relationships. So that's kind of why there's the, amount of openings there are. And then there's also, some field sales engineering positions. And then I don't want to confuse you too much, but like there's also different business units within Amphenol. There's the sales team, which kind of covers, everything, which are these roles, but there's also some field application engineers specific to a business unit, so like working on like our high-speed backplane products, working on our HSIO connector products, working on our HSIO cable products. So like that's why there are the amount of openings that there are. Different business units need different things, and everyone's growing. So everyone kind of, needs these field application engineers.
Okay, excellent. That's good to know that there's a lot of position opening.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Any other questions for me?
That's pretty much it. Yeah, and then I'll look forward to your email for next week, and then we'll go from there.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Hung, thank you so much for your time. I'm happy we were able to connect. I will talk to you before end of next week.
All right. Thank you for this opportunity. You have a good day.
Of course. All right. Bye.